What is up, my friends? So I'm going to be redoing this video and you've already probably seen it, and that's because we are going to be talking about 365 days. So I already did a video about this movie that's been getting a ton of press everywhere and backlash, but also people defending it. And we're just going to talk about that ending because it's an ending that left everybody speechless, I feel, because you did not see that coming at all. You thought it was going to end already and be done with, but no, because this is the Poland version of 50 Shades of Grey. What's with the numbers, right? But this movie basically deals with a kidnapper who is pretty much going to tell you, like, in 365 days, you will fall in love with me, and that's going to be what's going to happen because it's a vision of sorts, you know? And before we get into this, I'm just going to ask you if you can please subscribe to me below. I will be talking about this movie in another video as well coming up for the sequel and my thoughts on that. And of course, there will be spoilers for this and a possible sequel. So any explain pretty much just tells you I'm going to talk about this whole movie and I'm going to pretty much spoil it. So if you don't want that, make sure you pretty much go and watch the movie and then come back here. But as I said, please subscribe, please like, comment, share this video. Let's get to 15,000 subscribers, but let's get right into the plot of this movie. As I said, this film deals with a businessman who we're going to find out pretty soon during this movie that he's not really much of a businessman as he is a Sicilian mob boss. So pretty sure he didn't put that in the description, right? But pretty much he is out there and he kidnaps a woman that's out on vacation to sort of have a reconciliation with her significant other, and sparks can fly again with them. But that's not what happens. What happens is she gets kidnapped by this guy who's pretty much like, you will fall in love with me in 365 days, and what ensues is pretty much what you expect from 50 Shades of Grey. If 50 Shades of Grey tripled what they showed and did in that movie, this is this movie. It makes 50 Shades of Grey feel like a PG movie, so pretty much you know what you're about to expect, and this is some of the backlash that it's been getting because of that. And I find it kind of funny that it was on the top 10 list for Netflix, and it was right close to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, so that's something right there, I have to say. Let me know your thoughts on that, on this movie. Did it go too far, or do you think that that's why we should have parents putting parental locks and all of that on this? Because yeah, anyways, let's get to that ending. So pretty much after all of their encounters and scenes that just go on and on and on, and you're just sitting there like, okay, I wouldn't want somebody to walk through the room right now. But after all of this and everything gets done, they fall in love. Well, as we look, it seems like it. I don't know. She ends up getting pregnant, actually, and they are now plotting their wedding date. She even goes to find a wedding dress, and this is when the movie ends with a cliffhanger that I wasn't expecting, and many others weren't either, because what we see happen at the end is in fact that Laura goes through a tunnel in the car, and we don't see her come out of that tunnel. And while this is happening simultaneously, the bomb boss, he gets a heads up from one of his people that they are trying to go after Laura now, but it's already too late because we don't see her car come out of the tunnel anymore, and it just ends with a police car stationed outside the tunnel. So the worst has happened, we feel. And as he gets a quick montage of her and everything, it seems that she has been killed, except if you read the books, you know that doesn't happen. So spoilers for a sequel right here, because in the book she doesn't get killed. She in fact ends up getting kidnapped again, and this time it's by the rival mob. And as we know, the mob boss has been going back and forth with this other mob. They are the ones responsible for killing his father, and then we see in the middle of the film he go out to do some business, and it turns out that that business probably was a retaliation attack on them, and now this is the retaliation back from this gang. So it's pretty much going to ensue a mob war in the next movie, and the next movie pretty much will deal with the sequel of the book, where they are out to find her and get her back, and it's just gonna turn into some crime shit probably. So as you now know, this movie is going to have probably 2 more movies, as there's 3 books for this series. So don't be scared and think that it's over if you really enjoyed this movie, because I think we're just getting started. This film did pretty good in Poland when it was released over there, and right now, as I told you, it's trending on Netflix. I think it's #2 right now, and it's not #1 because 13 Reasons Why came out, but I feel once 13 Reasons Why wanes over, this is going to shoot up to #1, no doubt about that. So I'm going to talk about the backlash it's getting, because that's something else I think we need to talk about, because this movie is getting a lot of press. It's everywhere right now. You can look on YouTube, you can look on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of that. People are talking about this movie, and there's a lot of backlash for it. Of course, the #1 thing that you see is people saying that it's too graphic, it's too raunchy, too out there with its things it shows, especially being on a Netflix app where it's easily accessible, is what a lot of people are up in arms about. And also there's people that are up in arms about it promoting Stockholm Syndrome and making it a romantic thing to get kidnapped and then fall in love with your kidnapper. And that's the main two things that this movie is getting backlash for. So I'd like to pass the question to you. What do you think about all of this? Do you think the justifications of the movie are good, or do you think that people are being a little bit too, I would say, not prude, but too over dramatic about it when it's just fiction? And I mean, I am one that always says, if you're gonna have like Netflix for the family and everything, make sure you put some parental controls on there. I mean, Netflix, this isn't the first time they do things where they release things that aren't meant for kids. I mean, horror and all of that, it's out there. So if you don't want the kids going into that, I would really put parental controls as much as I can, because, I mean, you can prevent it right there. The Stockholm Syndrome and all that, I do find it weird that the movie does do this, and then by the end of it, you're just supposed to accept it. But nonetheless, as many people say, it is fantasy, but still, you know, I want to know what all of you think, so make sure you comment down below and let me know. But yeah, what do you think about the backlash it's been getting for the graphic nature of some of the scenes that just, like I said, go on and on and on, and you're just like, holy shit. And what do you think about the backlash also that it's getting on it promoting or romanticizing Stockholm Syndrome, kidnapping, and all of that? Do you think that the people are justified in their response to it, or do you think that some people are overreacting? Do you think Netflix should take more measures when it comes to movies like this in a way for it to not be so easily accessible, or do you think that the way they're doing it is fine and it's just the parents that need to be more on top of everything? Let me know below in the comments as well. But those were just my thoughts on the movie. So pretty much, if you were sad that this ended in a bad tone, don't think about that, because we are definitely going to be getting that sequel. And the sequel will be more action filled, I feel, now that they're going to have to go out there and rescue Laura from this mob. And it's kind of funny that he has to get her back after he kidnapped her. Now she's kidnapped again, and now he's the savior of sorts. So I mean, it gets a little crazy, doesn't it? So the third film is probably going to be coming out after that sequel, because I'm pretty sure it's going to do good. I'm going to make a video talking about the sequel and what the third film could be, or if it could just be one package of sorts. I'll talk about that in a future upcoming video. So if you haven't already subscribed and you want to hear what's going to happen after that, in that video, make sure you subscribe below. And I also talk about other stuff you might enjoy if you watch a lot of Netflix, like 13 Reasons Why on my blog, Control Z, Elite. So make sure you subscribe and check out those videos as well. I already did an ending explained for the ending of 13 Reasons Why, so go check that one out. But anyways, your thoughts on this new series of movies. Do you think it's a good movie, or do you think it's just a guilty pleasure of sorts? Let me know below on all of that. But as I said, it is based on a series of books. I'm not sure if you can find an English adaptation of them, because I've seen other people in the comments try to find these books but not being able to find an English adaptation. I'm pretty sure if this movie does really good, which it looks like it is, they will be releasing these books, and it might be the next big wave. I don't know. You could probably go check it out right before anybody else does. So I would just keep my eyes peeled for that. But anyways, as I said, we are definitely getting that sequel. Laura is not dead. Don't worry about that. She has just been kidnapped by the rival mob, and I think shit's about to hit the fan, because the mob boss didn't look too happy knowing what happened to her at the end. And once he knows what actually did happen, I think that's going to be more intense. So anyways, as always, that's going to do it for me. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? We talk movies, we talk TV shows, we talk all the stuff you love in pop culture. I'm going to be talking about the PS5 reviews as well this week, well, like today and tomorrow. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe below. We just got the release of the Spider-Man trailer, so I'm going to be doing a video on that like right after this one, so you can go check it out. But anyways, we are on the road to 15,000 subscribers. We are so close to getting to that goal, and I am super pumped for that. I think we're like less than 500 away from that, so it would mean a lot to me if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe, like button, share, all that good stuff. As always, stay positive.